Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news. Now guys, this is one of those stories that might seem small on the surface, but the implications are huge. We're talking about a potential new addition to the Washington Commanders, a veteran wide receiver who's been around the league, been tested in different situations, and could really bring some depth and experience to this team. That player is Kendrick Bourne. He's currently in a bit of a flux, a kind of limbo, but this situation could end up shaping the team's receiving core for the upcoming season in ways we didn't quite expect. So here's what's really interesting. Kendrick Bourne, the veteran receiver, actually came to Washington for an official visit on Tuesday. Now, if you follow the NFL closely, you know how these visits usually work. Sometimes they're just routine, a way for a team to gauge a player's fit, but other times they're the prelude to a signing, a new chapter for the player and the team. Fans immediately started speculating that a deal was imminent, that Bourne might be the missing piece for Washington's offense. But as it turns out, things aren't quite that straightforward. What really caught people's attention was the fact that Adam Peters, the Commanders' general manager, only took 5 receivers onto his 53-man roster. That's a pretty telling sign, folks. It suggests that Washington is still actively looking for more depth at the wide receiver position, especially someone with Bourne's experience. Remember, Bourne isn't just any receiver. He's been around the block, has a good rapport with some of the guys in the league, and could bring that veteran leadership that Washington's young core could really benefit from. It's also worth noting that Peters has a history of making smart, strategic moves. He's not one to rush into decisions, especially when it comes to adding veteran players. So it makes sense that Washington would want to explore all options before making a final call. That's why the fact that Bourne left his meeting with the San Francisco 49ers without an agreement in place was such a big deal. It created a lot of buzz and raised hopes among the fans that maybe, just maybe, the Commanders had a shot at landing him. But then, things took a bit of a turn. The transaction wire for Washington only listed Bourne as having a tryout, meaning he was just in for a look, not a done deal. That's a subtle but important distinction. It kept everyone on edge, wondering what was next. And then, NFL insider Ian Rappaport from the NFL Network shed some light on the situation. According to him, Bourne has decided to sit out this week's action to weigh his options. Yes, he's taking some time to decide whether Washington or San Francisco is the best fit at this stage of his career. And let me tell you, that's a significant detail. It shows that Bourne isn't just rushing into a decision. He's carefully considering where he can maximize his value, both in terms of scheme fit and financial compensation. Now, this opens up a huge conversation. Because naturally, fans are wondering, what makes Washington such an attractive option? Well, for starters, playing with a quarterback like Jayden Daniels could be a boost for Bourne. Potential for more targets, more opportunities to make an impact, and the chance to be a key part of a team that's on the rise, these are tempting propositions. Plus, we can't ignore the fact that Washington's culture has been shifting under head coach Dan Quinn. The emphasis on discipline, teamwork, and a focused mindset makes the Commanders a compelling destination for a veteran looking to make a difference. But let's not forget San Francisco. It's where Bourne started his NFL journey, remember. Coming out of Eastern Washington as an undrafted free agent, he fought his way onto the team and made a name for himself with the Niners. If he goes back, he'd be returning to a system where he already knows the coaches, the playbook, and the environment. That familiarity could give him a leg up in terms of playing time and role. So, here's the big question. What's really holding him back? Well, it's probably a combination of factors. First, the financial aspect. Teams often put more money on the table if they see a player as a key piece. In Washington, Bourne would be viewed more as a depth piece, a reliable option to come in when needed, especially for third downs or as a situational target. In San Francisco, though, the opportunity for more playing time and involvement in a high-powered offense might be more appealing. The 49ers have a deep roster, but Bourne's familiarity with their system could mean he'd be used in specific packages where he could shine. And then there's the personal aspect. The chance to work with Daniels, the young quarterback, and to be part of a team undergoing a cultural shift under Dan Quinn could be the kind of environment that motivates Bourne to choose Washington. He's probably weighing the pros and cons, imagining himself in each system, and considering what he can contribute and what he might gain. It's a balancing act, and it's why he's taking this week to really think it over. Meanwhile, the Commanders are staying prepared. Adam Peters and the front office aren't sitting around waiting. They're exploring contingency plans, keeping their options open, and probably talking to other players or agents, just in case Bourne decides that San Francisco is a better fit. It's what smart teams do: always have a backup plan, always be ready to pivot if needed. And from what we've seen in recent seasons, Washington has been pretty good at adapting quickly and making strategic moves when the opportunity arises. Looking ahead, it's likely that Bourne will make his decision early next week. The timeline seems to point that way, and whether he joins Washington or heads back to San Francisco, it's clear that both sides see value in this potential partnership. For Washington, adding a veteran like Bourne would bolster their depth at receiver, giving quarterback Jaden Daniels a more reliable and experienced target. For Bourne, the allure of a fresh start, a chance to compete for a bigger role, and the opportunity to be part of a team that's on the rise under Dan Quinn's leadership make this decision a pivotal one. And let's not forget the bigger picture here. The NFC East is always competitive, always evolving. The Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, they're all loaded with talent and hungry for success. For Washington, making moves like this, adding experienced players and reinforcing their roster, are crucial steps toward competing at the highest level. Every addition, every decision, shapes the team's identity and shapes their chances at making a deep playoff run. So as fans, we should be watching this situation closely. It's a reminder that NFL rosters are always in flux, that every move counts, and that sometimes, the smallest decisions can have the biggest impacts on the season. Whether Bourne joins Washington or not, it's a storyline that highlights the ongoing quest for excellence, the relentless pursuit of success, and the passion that fuels every fan and every team in this league. Remember, this isn't just about one player or one team. It's about the NFL's intricate chess game, where each move counts and every player's decision can tip the scales. And for us, the passionate fans of the Washington Commanders, it's about staying engaged, staying informed, and supporting our team through every twist and turn. Because at the end of the day, it's that unwavering support that keeps the spirit alive, that pushes the team to be better, and that makes being a fan of the Commanders so special. So, what do you think? Will Kendrick Bourne choose the familiarity and comfort of San Francisco, where he started? Or will he see the potential and the bright future with Washington, playing alongside Jaden Daniels? That decision is just around the corner, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds. Until then, stay tuned, stay passionate, and keep supporting the Burgundy and Gold. We'll be here with all the latest updates, analysis, and insights to keep you ahead of the game. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates. So stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news.